Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. He's very explosive, man.
Shakur sees that. He's anticipating something to come. He knows he's going to explode in. So what does Shakur do? Teo takes a big step in. Shakur takes a big step back. You know, again, always understanding, because he has great eyes. You know, great eyes, understands boxing very well and movements.
When Joe Rogan got his first look at Shakur Stevenson ahead of the Teofimo Lopez fight, he was genuinely stunned. The physique, the sharpness, the presence. Rogan couldn't hide it. He praised Shakur's defensive mastery and fight IQ, calling his style truly remarkable, something you don't see often, even at the elite level. But what really stood out was the condition Stevenson showed up in. That kind of shape doesn't just look impressive. It translates to agility, balance, and power once the fight starts. According to Rogan, it's what separates Shakur from the pack. Not just skill, not just defense, but a body built to execute every idea at full speed. In that moment, Stevenson didn't just look ready. He looked like a different kind of athlete.
Since Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
His defense was incredible.
Yeah. Defense, and he stayed. And that guy was putting the guy from Golden Boy. I can't remember his name, who he fought, but was just a good fighter and was really pressuring him. And Shakur stayed in the pocket.
Yeah.
He stayed in the pocket.
He also said he's not
calling him a runner before.
Anymore.
He's not a runner, yeah.
But he said after that fight, I'm not going to fight that way anymore. He said I took too many shots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he wanted to like put on a show and show everybody he's not just a runner. He could stand in the pocket. Right. Then he's like, why am I doing this? I'll box the shit out of these motherfuckers.
Yeah. I mean, he's a silver medalist, that guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's elite. He's elite. Yeah. And just one of the best, like, as far as...
There's nothing accidental about what's happening in Shakur Stevenson's camp. Every movement, every round, every repetition is built with purpose. This is focus in its purest form. Each training session is structured to sharpen the details: defense, speed, timing, and control. His coaches drill precision and conditioning relentlessly, making sure every adjustment has a reason and every strategy has a counter. Nothing flashy, nothing wasted, and that discipline shows up in more than just his physique. It shows up in his composure, his patience, his mental toughness. That's what makes Shakur such a difficult problem in the ring. Not just a gifted fighter, but a complete professional, prepared for whatever chaos comes his way. According to Tim Bradley, this fight is a study in contrasts, and that's what makes it dangerous. On one side, Teofimo Lopez thrives on explosive, twitchy movements. His power doesn't just come from strength, it comes from timing. There's often a subtle pause before he fires, a split second that lets him launch with sudden, violent intent. It's the same kind of burst Roy Jones Jr. once used to close distance with speed and precision. On the other side is Shakur Stevenson, a fighter who wins the fight before the punches even land. Stevenson controls distance like a chessboard, positioning himself to limit movement, cut off angles, and dictate the pace. Bradley makes it clear, footwork is the separator. If Shakur keeps Teofimo off balance and anticipates those explosive entries, he can neutralize the danger before it ever materializes. That's the tension at the heart of this matchup. Raw power versus refined control. Sudden violence against calculated defense. And it's that clash of agility, timing, and intelligence that turns this fight from intriguing into fascinating.
The feet is what gets you in position to be able to land those shots. You know, footwork is extremely important. When I look at both these guys and I look at Shakur's footwork, I look at Teo's footwork, and what I noticed about Teo's footwork in particular is that in order to be able to throw the amount of power that he has, you know, I've noticed with Teo, there's always a subtle a subtle pause before he actually explodes. And T.O.'s a guy that likes to explode into contact, like to explode into his opponents, man, to land his offense. Fast, twitchy type muscles, fibers. He's extremely fast. Some may say that his twitchiness kind of reminds him of like Roy Jones S type of movements. How quick he's able to close that distance on his opposition. However, he's in there with a guy that is a master at controlling distance. That's he's a master at literally, getting in his position, right? In a position where he wants to be and taking away your positioning. And with doing so, he takes away your feet, and that's why I think feet are going to be extremely important in this. If you can keep your opponent off balance, for instance, let me just give you an example. It's like T.O. explodes. There's a subtlety before he explodes with his offense. And as soon as Shakur sees that, he's anticipating something to come. He knows he's going to explode in. So what does Shakur do? T.O. takes a big step in. Shakur takes a big step back. Again, always understanding because
Ryan Garcia doesn't hesitate with his prediction. He's backing Shakur Stevenson to come out on top. He points to Shakur's speed, elite defense, and ring intelligence as advantages that travel against anyone. According to Garcia, what separates Stevenson is his ability to adapt on the fly and stay composed when the pressure rises. That calm, combined with agility and precision, makes him a difficult puzzle, even for someone as explosive as Teofimo Lopez. In Ryan's view, if Shakur executes his game plan the way he's capable of, the path to victory is clear and well within reach.
We need some real boxing guys in this thing.
Yo, who you got, Shakur or Tio?
I got Shakur Stevenson beat him.
You got Shakur? You don't think Tio's gonna win?
Nah, bro. Nah.
Damn, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I got
crazy.
Tio too, bro.
You guys got Tio? How much you guys want to bet, bro?
I got Tio.
How much you guys want to bet anytime?
Bet, bro. I don't got money compared to you.
Nah, I'll bet. Hey, I'll bet in your tax bracket, bro.
100. Let's do 100.
I'll bet 100, bro. Let's
bet 100.
As the fight approaches, Shakur Stevenson isn't just drawing praise. He's facing real scrutiny. Questions are swirling about his game plan, his recent performances, and whether his resume truly stacks up against the elite tier of the division. Critics point to comparisons with fighters like Gervonta "Tank" Davis, whose blend of size, speed, and knockout power has been proven against top-level competition. While Stevenson is widely respected, some argue that wins over opponents like William Zepeda don't carry the same weight. Solid victories, yes, but not the kind that silence every doubt. Shakur's style has always leaned on defense, distance control, and precision. And that's where the debate sharpens. Against a fast, explosive puncher like Teofimo Lopez, can avoidance alone be enough? There's concern that Stevenson may prioritize space over pressure, circling, managing range, turning the fight into a test of timing and endurance rather than force-on-force exchanges. That approach has won him fights before, but this matchup asks a harder question. Can surgical control withstand raw explosion? There's no denying Shakur's skill or defensive mastery. What remains unanswered is whether that blueprint holds up against Lopez's speed, power, and unpredictability. That uncertainty is exactly what makes this fight compelling. Not guaranteed, not simple, just high-level boxing with real consequences.
Hoisting up Shakur Stevenson, his resume is not really that deep if we're really being fair. And I would challenge y'all to compare it to Gervonta "Tank" Davis's resume and then really look at who they were, look at Tank's frame, look at Shakur's frame, and tell me what looks to be more special. But here you got Shakur being hoisted up and praised nonstop, but then a lot of the same analysts, when they talk about Tank, they're like, oh man, Tank's disappointing and Tank needs to fight someone and his resume is not that good. Who on Shakur's resume is just this world beater? People always talk about, oh, Tank don't have Hall of Famers and don't have good fighters. Ryan Garcia is a dangerous fight. He has one of the best left hooks in the game. He was undefeated. Undefeated fighters could be stubborn, and he's definitely bigger than Tank. Even Shakur, he would probably be bigger than Shakur, but it would at least be closer. So for me, it is more impressive seeing the smaller guy like Tank produce that type of punch and power and being there with the giants and guys like Frank Martin. To me, I would rather have seen Shakur, Frank Martin, like they were supposed to fight, but it fell apart over money, than the fight with Zepeda. Especially, like I said, Zepeda coming off 2 performances where he arguably lost both, if not one of them, and was exposed and dropped in the fight. You know, Teofimo, I think that's a good name for Shakur Stevenson, but the fight hasn't happened yet. So we have to see what it is. But all this talk about like Zepeda being, who is that good? Robinson Conceição really should have lost to O'Shaquie Foster. They rematched, and then he did lose. He's cool. And he lost to Valdez before Shakur fought him, and Shakur missed weight.
For Shakur Stevenson, motivation comes from pushing past comfort. He's not interested in easy fights or safe paths. He looks for opponents who test him, physically and mentally, because that's where growth lives. Every fight is a classroom, a chance to sharpen skills, study new styles, and prove adaptability under pressure. That competitive edge is what keeps him disciplined in training and locked in on strategy, ready for whatever the ring throws his way. For Shakur, success isn't just about collecting wins. It's about meeting every challenge head-on and coming out better on the other side. That constant pursuit of difficulty is what keeps him evolving. Stronger, smarter, and more versatile with every step forward.
I think I'm going to capitalize off those mistakes.
But, bro, what is it about you that has you, looking at a fighter that you know is the truth and then saying, I want to fight him? It seems like it should be normal if you're a fighter, right? But that stuff is dying off in the game right now. And I feel like you one of the last of the dying breed that actually want real challenges.
Yeah, I'm competitive, bro. So it's like, I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Tio his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy. Like, he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. And I thought it was cool, so it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
Your last fight was against William Zepeda in July, and you fought a totally different way. It wasn't the easiest way or the best way to fight, but I think it was good for you and your development because it not only sent a message to the rest of the division, one up, your division at that time, and then the one above you. But it sent a message to the fans. But I think it also did something for you to prove to yourself that, man, listen, that wasn't like my best performance, but I showed you I can get it out the mud. What did that performance kind of do for you now that you look back at it?
Honestly, I think like styles wise, I think that Zepeda's style is the style that's supposed to give me the most trouble. Like guys that box and give me time to think is the guys that's going to have a fit with me all night. But the guys who press me and put me against some ropes and throw a million punches, that's the style that's supposed to give me trouble. So I went out there and I prevailed against that style, and now I'm fighting against a boxer, which for me, it just makes it more fun. I don't have to deal with a guy that's trying to like wear me down so much.
Right.
So now I got to play chess. I got to do what I do best, play chess. So
Shakur Stevenson's sense of accountability is what separates him from many fighters. He approaches every training session and every fight with discipline and responsibility, fully aware that every choice carries consequences. Nothing is casual. Nothing is assumed. But facing Teofimo Lopez presents a different kind of test. Lopez's speed is a real disruptor, fast enough to challenge even the cleanest defensive plans. Shakur can't afford to underestimate it. Every punch, feint, and movement demands full attention and instant adjustment. Stevenson's instincts and defensive skill are elite, but speed has a way of creating openings that even the best calculations can miss. In this matchup, success comes down to balance, discipline paired with adaptability, staying sharp, reacting in real time, respecting Lopez's pace while still imposing his own. That's where accountability becomes action, not overconfidence, not hesitation, just measured, intelligent execution when it matters most. If you love boxing, powerful punches, and real fight breakdowns, Make sure to subscribe to VIP Punch. Hit the like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this video with true boxing fans. VIP Punch, where every punch matters.